Okay, so the recording is on. So, what I want to talk about today is the network card. What's the problem here? Let me close this and come back, okay? Let me pause the recording. Have the recording back. And it's on. So, okay. Okay, so this is going to be a configuration. Today is 11. So, let's go in here. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so the location for the NIC card is, this is where it's located at, okay? So you have to go into CD slash etc, okay? etc is a folder where you have all the configuration files in it, okay? And then what you do, then you go to sysconfig, okay? And then go into network, um, network-script. This is a folder. Okay, you go in there and you do ls. Okay? So what happens is before you really configure, the system automatically tries to, use the IP address. So if you do ifconfig, okay, if config, right now, this Ethernet card, ETH2, is being used here. Normally, ideally, it should start with ETH0, ETH1, and ETH2. But if you remember, we were messing around and ETH0 and 1 got corrupted. So system won't use that anymore. So if you do ls, what happened here is you have IFCSG ETH2 in here. So what we did is ETH0 will be there, but 1 won't be there, so 2 won't be there. So we have to copy ETH1, ETH0, and ETH1 in here. I'm going to put down Nick. Then you do ls here. So when you do ls, you have ETH0. Then you have to copy ETH0 to ETH1. So the command would be cp ifcfg -ETH0 ETH0 and ifcfg -ETH2. Okay. Okay. So once we are in ifcfg ETH2, we're going to vi that. vi ifcfg -ETH2. Okay. So the basic things you need in the system is it needs the device information. I delete that. And then it needs type, Ethernet, and then it needs on boot, and it needs protocol. Boot proto is DHCP. Okay? Boot proto is DHCP. That means it's using the DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Control Protocol. So, okay, so what you do is VI. Okay, so this Ethernet network card, it needs, these are the basic ones. Okay, this is the basic information it would need for it to be working here. So let me get out of here. I'm going to save and exit. So it's using here ETH2, right? What if this was ETH5? What would you put in here? Device equal to, if it's ETH5, what would you do? You just make it ETH5. Okay? And then everything else will remain the same. Okay, any questions?
This is not, I understand that number. And here is, we assume that if this is 2 or this is number 5, the other network cards are already being used or corrupted? How will we find out if corrupted are being used?
A good question. So what you do is network cards are based on the MAC address. So that when you go into network here and then you go in here, the moment you do like MAC address, this is the MAC address. If the MAC address is a address. Let me see what is the MAC address stands for. So let's see here. What is MAC and IP address? Okay, so MAC address is uniquely devised and connection. MAC is number assigned to unique card by a manufacturer. Okay, so this every network interface card, you see this alphanumeric number 00027 LDC. This is like a coded number here. This is not a alphanumeric number. This is actually a hexadecimal number. Okay.
Okay.
This number, when you do refresh, it changes. That means you are, if it changes, then you have physically change the MAC address, physically change the network interface card. That address, MAC address will change only when the network interface card has changed. And the system will remember that and it will tell you, since it has a different MAC address, it will not accept that. It will not be assigned as ETH2 anymore. It would be some other number, ETH3 or ETH4. Okay?
Okay.
So,
So in our case, now that it has got corrupted, can we go back and put this ETH2 into ETH0? That won't work, right?
it won't detect because the system, when you do ifconfig, if you see ETH2,
Right.
it's going to work on ETH2.
So if it more than one networking card, some machines, the one networking card.
If you could hold on, I'm coming to that. Did you hear me?
Yeah. Heard you.
Yep, I'm coming to that here. Give me 1 minute.
Thank you.
Okay. So the location of the directory is this is the location of the directory, and this is for Red Hat 6. And the location for the directory is etc/sysconfig for Red Hat 7. Okay? And the config file for Red Hat 6 will be ifcfg-eth0. I'm going to put this as an example here. Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6. And for Red Hat 7, the config file will be something like this. ifcfg-enp0s1. This is the example of the config file here. Okay, and the port the network card uses is 22. Okay, did you remember which port are we using for PROTech?
22.
Yeah, go ahead.
22.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the port this is the communication port for PROTech. Okay. Alright. Okay, and the package is built in, and the service it's using the network services. And the protocol it's going to use is DHCP. Okay, let me go down here. DHCP, DHCP, Dynamics. Don't even try to stress about this here. Okay, don't worry about. You don't need to remember all this here. Okay, dynamic host control protocol. And then the other one is static protocol, which means that the system, static is just static. That means the IP will not change. IP address will not change. Okay. And then the command we are using is ifcfg config. This is the command we are using if config. If we are in if config, efconfig, this command is being used in Red Hat 6. And then in Red Hat 7, the command to check the IP address is IPADDR. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So far so good here. You know what? Actually, let me kind of go slow here. I think everybody is confused at the moment. But the only thing you have to remember is where to go to configure the IP address for the network card here. Okay. So essentially needed for basic functionality. Give me 1 second. Okay. Uh, okay, so I have all this here. Device ETH0 type internet protocol. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put down what is essential. Essential for you must have things for this Ethernet card to be working. Okay, the very first thing is set up the IP address. Okay, so we already did here. Whatever we did here, if it is this, then the IP address is there. So let me explain it. So the device is ETH2. It could be anything. Whatever the device is, you have to name that device, ETH0 or ETH whatever. And then the type is Ethernet. This is connecting using Ethernet. And on boot means either yes or no. If you put down no, then the Ethernet card will not be active when the system comes up, and the IP address won't be there. And then the boot protocol is either static or DHCP. Okay, we will configure static later on. So you have to have set up IP address, and then you have to have active adapter config file. So what is this example? IFCSG ETH0. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, good. You know what? I think that this is not. I already did that here. I explained this here. Right? It's something to check based on that. You have to do this script copy as needed using cp command, and then the essential lines needed for a basic functionality. Okay. Okay. So let me break this down here. Okay. So when you say device equal ETH2. Okay, it means this is a device name. This is a device name, okay? And then, let me go in here and take a look here. Let me do cat ETH0. Let me, okay, these things are not necessary, but I have no choice but to put it down here and explain it. So what is this? This is a MAC address. Okay? And then type. So this is type equals Ethernet. Okay? And then don't worry about this UUID I will explain a little bit later. This is a protocol. Either DHCP, no, I'm sorry, on boot is either yes or no. this will enable NIC card on system boot. Okay, and M. Okay, don't worry about this one here. Okay, so either this is DHCP or static. Okay, and if you are assigning IP address, if this is static, then you have to add IP address. IPADDR equals, this is an example, 192.168.56.104. Okay, and then you will also see when you assign the static IP address, you see something called net mask, network mask. It will be 255.255.255.0. Okay, and add this line if you're using the static IP. Okay, good. Okay, right now it looks messy here, but don't even worry about anything at this moment. Okay, I'll explain you a little bit more when we do a little bit deep dive in there. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go into settings, and then I'm going to go into network, and then I want to add another NIC card in there. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Okay, this is a little bit too big here. Let me change settings. Settings, 18. I'm changing it to 16 here. Tell me if you can still see it. Can you see it clearly?
Yes, whether we can see it. Even if you can get it 14, it might help.
Okay, now. So let me just squeeze this here. Okay, so this IP address right now is DHCP. So this IP address is being assigned by the built-in network adapter here. So let me bring that up here. Where is that built-in network adapter? Remember, we went in here, control panel, and then we went into network and interface, and then network view. What is it? This one here, right? And then view adapter settings here. So here, VirtualBox host only network. This is acting as a router. Okay, and what is this doing is this is allowing or giving out the IP address here. It's giving out the IP address randomly. Okay, so yeah, we won't see it here. So it's giving out the IP address randomly. Right now, we've been lucky here that the IP address has been this so far. But what we could do is we could hard code that IP address in here so that it never changes. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go back to our favorite directory, which is etc sysconfig network scripts. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add and make it a static IP address. That means the IP address will not change. So before that, we have to look for netmask. Netmask is 255.255.255.0. So that usually doesn't change. So I'm going to go VI IF ETH2. Okay, so I already have device. Okay, hardware is not required here. You know what? Actually, it does. Let me quit this. So how are we going to know the hardware? Okay, this is where the hardware address is at. So you will copy this. Okay, we need the hardware address and then boot proto. Then we need IP address and netmask. Okay, I come down here. I do this, and I'm changing the boot proto to static. Okay, and then I'm going to give the IP address IP ADDR. It has to be in capital letters equals 192.168. So the IP address is this here. So you have to make sure you're assigning the right IP address. Okay. So
Doing static, we change it to any IP address from this out.
yeah, I lost the connection here because I messed up with the config file. Okay. Let me see if I could go back. Okay, see, it's actively seeking it, so I lost the connection. So let's go ahead and work in here. So the IP address I want to assign to this box is 192.168.94.9. Okay? And then which hardware address you're assigning it to? So you type HW. All this is going to be capital letters. HWADDR. Okay, SWADDR equals, you have to be type this precisely, 08 colon 00 colon 27 colon 1D colon CA colon CE. Okay? And then the net mask 55.255.255.0. Okay, so let's check here. So we have device, we got the device, we got type Ethernet. Okay, it doesn't matter which order is this in, okay? Don't worry about that. So we have device, we have a hardware address, good. We have type equals Ethernet, good. On boot is yes. Boot protocol, we are using static. And when you are using static, you are assigning this here. So this is essentially for basic functionality or DHCP. This is DHCP and this is static and net mask and all that here. Okay, so it looks good to me. I'm gonna save and exit. Now you have to type the command service network restart and hit enter. Okay, it says it failed. Let's do if config. Okay, yeah, our IP address is back. So let me go ahead and restart the session. We should get back in the root. And I want to pass my secret password here. And then if I do if config, when I do if config, my network IP is back here, and we have successfully assigned the static IP address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cat /etc/this config. Okay. So this is the good example of static IP. So you edit this and then you start the service. Network restart. Is that what I use, right? Service network restart? Yeah. And this is for Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6. And for 7, the command is system, the command is sysctl, S-Y-S-C-T-L. No, system CTL restart network. Okay, if you ever see like an uppercase here, don't worry about it, just typo here. In Linux, always try to use the lowercase. Okay, good. So, okay, yeah, this is what you need here. And I'm going to cut this out of here. And then I'm going to put that in here. This is just an explanation what this is happening. Hey guys, can you go on mute please? Okay, good. So here's the document here. Assigning a static IP. Essential is Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment and I want to hear any questions here because this is really important before I move forward.
Can you explain a little bit? Actually, I missed a 1 hour class. Actually, I was waiting for the request, but I didn't get it. So I was thinking class will be late. So can you please a little bit explain?
Okay, so if you're using a DHCP, Dynamic Host Control Protocol, you just need 4 lines in here. The device name, and what this is already there. And on boot, usually it's no, just set it to yes. And boot protocol, it's DHCP. So what you want to do is leave it alone as DHCP for the DHCP protocol here. But on top of that, what else is required here if you're setting up a static IP addresses? These 3 additional lines here. So when you do if config, you will see all these lines, all this information you will see here. So all this information is there. If config, you will see the IP address will be there. This is the hardware address and this is the network mask. These 3 information is there, but when you type it in here, IP ADDR, it has to be in capital letters. This has to be in uppercase and this has to be in uppercase. And then the other information is you put in as is. And if you are doing it on a Red Hat 6, this is the command. And on Red Hat 7, this is the command. These are the commands you would use. Yeah, let me go ahead and put that down up here. Okay, I mean, if you miss 1 hour, then you probably have to watch the video. But follow this workflow. You will have all the information here. Okay, you're doing VI, and then you're putting in all this information here. And this is just the explanation of configuration file. Okay, so at this moment, I think we need to install Red Hat 7 here. Okay, so we will be using 6 and 7 concurrently next to each other. Okay, so let's do this here. If you want, you could follow this with me, follow along with me here. So what you have to do is go into new. Let's follow this up to this information. It will be same as here. That will be same as setting up VirtualBox setup here. Okay, here. Let's follow it from here. So go into new. Okay, new. New. and then name it VirtualBox Original, or what did we name it here? So we are already in export mode, and then we're gonna give it a name RHEL7. Okay, and then we create next, and then it's gonna create wherever that is at. Okay, so. And then the size, make sure the size of the hard drive is 16 GB minimum. Okay. And what else we did? We left it alone, right? Everything is the same. Okay.
Are we creating a new, brother, I was stepped out for a second for the bio break. Are we creating a new instance of the machine?
Yeah, new instance, and then we're going to put Red Hat 7 on it. Okay. So you see Red Hat 7, and then the machine is created. So what you have to do is, then you have to go into settings here. Follow the document here. Follow the document is almost same as what we're going to be doing here. And then we go into storage, and then we click on empty, and then on the drop down, you have to browse. You have to browse wherever you have installed this or downloaded where this at. So it may not look the same as what you have there. Remember, you may have to choose optical drive, and then you have to go look for where you have downloaded the Red Hat 7. 81810. Okay, and then just click OK here, or yeah. Make sure. I mean, I'm following the document, and so far it's good to me. Okay, and what are we doing next? Okay, so next is we're gonna start it. And it's telling us to go into the scale mode, go into view scale mode. Okay, so we could do that. And then you didn't get that message here, it's okay. And now we're going to follow this here. So we're going to use up and down arrow key to install CentOS 7 and hit enter. So pretty much I would do everything as default here. Don't try to change anything. Okay, just hit enter here. Or maybe you need to use the tab key. Notice when you're using a tab key, quit is highlighted. If you push tab again, continue is highlighted. So hit enter there. Okay, so please complete items marked with the icon before continuing. Okay, so installation source. Okay, local media. Okay, so select into installation destination, hit enter there, and then this one gets highlighted. So you want to make sure it has a check on it, and then tab over, and when you see done is selected, hit enter. Okay, now what it is doing is it's telling you to begin installation, so hit enter. Or use the tab key to highlight begin installation. Okay, now the quit is highlighted and begin installation. I hit enter. Okay, now you have to set up a root password. Use the tab key to highlight root password and hit enter. And then enter your secret root password. And then use your tab key to highlight done and hit enter. Okay. Now the waiting game starts here. So it's installing the operating system here. What I'm going to do is to save some resource, I'm going to shut down the other machine. I'm going to shut this down here.
You can pause the recording also, brother, if you want.
Yeah, I do.
See.
Okay, now I can see it.
Okay, here I see this box. I clicked on the following this document on the back. Following this document, I came here in a scale mode, and I didn't see this message.
No,
But I see.
you're not going to see the exact message because you
No,
are
I didn't see that. I'm okay with that. But I see this window.
just on the top left, X out of it. No, not that one. No, not that one.
Cancel.
There's
Okay.
another one below it. You see it? That helps? Yeah.
Okay.
Now the cursor has disappeared. So what you want to do is,
Yeah, I can see that. I try to click it. It's not going away.
do this here. Push the right arrow control key on the right keyboard. You should get your cursor back.
Yeah, I can. It's not going anywhere. When I click there, I don't get anything. If I click on the left, it doesn't go to left either.
You probably push the escape key on your keyboard and see what happens.
I did escape key also now. Nothing working. If I click on the tab is not doing anything either.
Click in the box again,
Yeah.
and then push the control key first,
Okay.
and then make the screen make your virtual box screen bigger. Click on that one, the square box, the middle one. Okay. Or just turn it off and turn it back on.
Close it here.
Yeah. Get power off.
Okay. This is here that I just
Did
I
you
came to
have
this
the
point.
in there?
Say again.
Click on settings. Storage. Okay, good. CD is there. So just
I see this one.
yeah, just okay there and turn back on.
Click start.
Yeah. So now don't you click in there. Just start using your keyboard.
Okay.
Use the up arrow to now hit enter.
I didn't do last time. I didn't do that part. No, I did. It went to all this. I did that.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Just use the keyboard commands. Don't use the arrow or the.
Okay. Okay. I will
Okay.
this time. Okay, so blue is already slightly hit enter, right?
No, it's typing in there. So push the tab key so that you could there you go. Now push tab again. Now hit enter. It's kind of very, you have to look through,
Okay.
carefully. And then tab and then go into installation. So installation shows, wait a little bit. Okay, go to installation destination.
Yeah. Hit enter.
Yeah. So it got selected. So just tab over and come back to done. Yeah. Okay, see begin installation is highlighted now, so you have to tab over to go there.
I don't know how to see it there.
After quit, just go slow. When the quit is highlighted, push it again, and then after quit is begin installation.
Yes, this one.
Okay, now you set the password. You got it now, right?
Second?
You got it now?
I came to here. Hopefully it should be okay now.
Yeah, just put your root and then use the tab keys to go back and forth.
I'm just trying to see where my mouse is.
At the moment, don't worry about the mouse.
No, I'm talking about mouse. I click on the tab. I'm trying to say which is highlighted, which is not highlighted. If I hit enter now? No. I'm just trying to see, I'm tabbing just to see where my highlight is so I can hit done.
Yeah, you kind of have to figure that out. So.
Okay.
Okay, so on my screen it's asking me to reboot, so I'm gonna use the tab. So I'm gonna use the tab key. So the tab is highlighted and then a reboot is highlighted and I'm gonna hit enter. So it's gonna reboot now.
Please start recording again.
Okay, so now it comes back up to, the login here. So you use the same, the root is also root here, and then you put in red hat. Okay? Okay. So I'm gonna do if config or IPADDR. Okay, it's there. So you know what? Before anything happens, I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna keep this as original one, and I'm gonna clone clone another one so that we could work off of that. So with whichever one you have, you leave that alone. Matter of fact, you just rename it something else. So settings. So you name it original, okay? What did I name that one? Yeah, just okay. I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna clone, and then I'm gonna see Red Hat 7 practice. Full clone. Okay, so I'm gonna log in as root, and then I'm gonna type my secret password. Then the command to check the IP config IP is IPADDR. So this is on 7. Okay, so it's using ENPS03 as the ENP0S3 as the first Ethernet adapter here. Okay, so let's go in there. Here it says, the document says the location of the file is in etc sysconfig, okay? So let's go in there. cd/etc sysconfig. No, it's not in there. It's in the original sysconfig network specs. Okay, yeah, I mistyped it here. It's located in network specs. Same as this one. Okay, So you do ls, and you see IFCFGEMPS03. You could see the stark difference between how this one is used and how 7 is using the command here. So if ENPS0S3 is not listed there, you would copy. Since this is listed here, how do we know it's listed here, the one we're going to use? You just type IPADDR and then you see ENPS0S3. So what you're going to do is, you're going to do VI if config ENP0S3 and hit enter. Okay? So you have a laundry list in here, but we're going to follow our document here. We're going to follow our document and then we're going to use only what is necessary here. So very first thing is device. Let's go look for a device. Okay, device is there. On boot, we have to make it yes. Okay. And then it's, we don't need UUID. So I'm going to delete UUID. You know what, before that, it's a good practice to make a copy of what you're doing here. So let's do ls. I'm going to do copy. CP if config, and then I'm going to copy if config again, and then name it underscore original. Okay? You would definitely do this here, and then there is a backup copy in here. Now we're going to edit the original one. That way, if something goes bad, you could come back and see the original one in there. Okay. So we're going to go on boot. I'm going to make it yes. Okay, and I'm comparing what I have here. So all I need is this 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I need 7 lines in here. It says UUID. I really don't care, so I'm going to delete that. So what is the command to delete the line? DD. Okay. And then I'm looking at here name. I really don't need the name either, so I'm going to do DD to delete it. Okay, and then it says the IPv6 address. I don't need that. IP, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. Okay, so looks like proxy method, none. I don't need that. Browser only. I don't need that at the moment. Boot proto, I need that. And then right now, let's leave it at DHCP because we need to obtain the IP address first. Okay? I don't need this, and I don't need this. So the next thing I need to add in here is, okay, the device is there, the type is there, on boot, yes, boot proto is there. Okay? I have all the essentials. For static IP, for the dynamic IP, you need these 4 things here, right? So you just save and exit for now. Okay, let me clear this. And let me do IPADDR. It's not there. You know what? Actually, I forgot one thing here. Let's go in here and network. Okay, so NAT is enabled here. Guys, I messed up a little bit here. Let me shut it down. And it's 0. Actually, this is already corrupted here. I'm going to just remove it from here. So delete all. I'm going to create a fresh clone. I'm going to clone it and then name it practice again. Okay, so I'm going to go into settings, and then I'm going to go into network, and then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to host only adapter. Okay, and then I'm going to change this to allow all. Okay, and let's see if it's going to work. I'm going to leave the same MAC address, so let's see if it's going to work. And then I'm going to start it. So right now it should automatically start working with the IP address because I didn't give the host only adapter. Okay, I'm going to log in. I'm expecting an IP address here, but it's not there, so no worries. So what I'm going to do is cd etc sysconfig. So I'm going to copy cp if config enp03 to enp underscore original. Okay, so that way there is a copy available if you need to go back and copy something from there. Now I'm going to do vi if config slash enp03. Okay, so I'm going to delete all this here. Okay, and I'm going to make it on boot yes. Okay, so what happened is Ethernet, I need 4 essential things here. So I'm going to just work off of this, then I will come back in here and get the IP address because I don't have a IP address here yet. Okay, so let's restart the service. So it is saying to do systemctl restart network. And I hit enter. Okay. Okay. Now you have the IP address 192.168.94.10. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is try to connect here. I'm going to do a new session. 192.168.94 dot uh, oh dot 10. Okay, I'm connecting. I'm going to minimize this in the background. Root my password. Okay, from here, what I need to collect is, I need to collect the IP address, hardware, and net mask. So let's look at the hardware. Uh, Okay. Here is the hardware. It's not explicitly saying the hardware address, but if you look at it, this is the hardware address. Okay, this is the hardware address. And net mask. Give me 1 second. Okay. So the net mask, we'll just use the same net mask here because we know this is going to be okay. By the way, you won't be getting this information. You will be getting this information from the network team. They are the one who will give you this information. So you don't have to worry about much. So you go via etc this config network scripts. Okay. So you come down here and then all you have to do is copy this and paste it in there. Okay. Okay. So now the system has IP address assigned to it. Okay. All right. So we have successfully assigned the dynamic and static IP for Red Hat 7. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. That way you could take a look. Okay. All right. So we'll continue next week more, and we'll work on link bonding and all that next week here. So use the chat so that if you have any problems, you could talk in the chat here. Okay.
Brother Zafar, you can stop the recording. Can I take few minutes of you if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.